I want to go ahead and get something off my chest. No noob, not right now. It's weird. Noob is good. I might cycle back around to him, but I'm really like my focus right now, and it was probably going to be this before Chaos Reigns even started. I wanted to main Havik, if Havik got buffs, and Sector, right? Sector was going to be my character, so I'm really focusing on Sector and Havik and stuff like that. I might cycle back around to noob. So what I wanted to talk about, now if you guys see my tier list video, it's actually doing very well on the YouTube channel, so I really appreciate you guys. We've got like 53 likes, 1.1k views in about 2 days, and then I think we have 149 comments. I think that's probably the most comments I've ever got on a tier list video. I think it's up there, and I'm gonna pull this tier list up because I kind of want to talk about it again. I think some people are calling me crazy for not putting Havik in top 5 at least, and for a little bit I can understand that, right? I think at the end of the day, most of these tier lists are subjective, and it's all based off your own opinion and stuff like that. But some people are believing that I was way off when I said, Havik is top 10 and I still have other characters that are better than him in the game. And I ran a poll on my YouTube that as of right now, I know it's not like a lot of votes and stuff like that. It's 15 votes right now. And I asked people the question, a lot of people are split. Do you guys think Havik being top 1 in the game is an overreaction? And out of 15 votes, 87% of people so far have said, yes, that is an overreaction. What's up, Papa Malu? He says, I feel like almost every character can use some significant buffs, but to make the game more fun, that way it doesn't matter who you pick, it'll be about skill. Buff everyone. Yes, I'm like and heart that. Pro players cry a lot. I'm like and heart that as well. And that's kind of what I want to touch on, right? Pro players, I had a guy in the comments on this video. I don't know if I can find it. Just one thing that this guy said, and it's like, I'm not upset about it. It's just kind of weird how some people go about their opinions, but I kind of want to touch on it more because I feel like this is a big topic of what people are talking about is Havik right now and where he sits in the game. Basically Scruffy 6910 was basically saying he doesn't believe Havik is top 1. So he said, what makes you think Havik is top 1? What about his new buff make us stronger? Johnny, Kenshi, Baraka, etc. And this guy goes into all the different things that he thinks that makes Havik better than anybody. He says 100 extra health, which he's always had. 15 frame instant air launching overhead that is safe if spaced properly. Let me say this about the overhead. The overhead to me is very, very reactable for Havik. Anytime Havik goes up in the air, you really just have to block it. There's no reason to up block or anything like that. And I don't really think many people would start with that low launcher. The only thing they would start with is maybe his forward approach and forward 4, which is a low. But I feel like that is also very reactable because it's not very quick. So it's not like something you should really do. And he said instant air launching overhead, and that's basically you jumping, doing an instant air dive kick, launching overhead, and you have to use meter on it. And even if you use meter, it's still punishable. So I don't think it's ridiculous, and it scales pretty terribly as well. Sweep that goes into a full combo and setups. Yeah, he's had that pretty much ever since Mavado has dropped into the game. So yeah, that's a real thing. Real grab low mix, of which both options lead into yet full combos, which lead into another setup or safe jump. Now he does have the safe jumps, which is good. A lot of high tier, S tier characters have safe jumps, so it's good that he has that now. But he did have a grab low mix up before. Like I said, now you could say it's a little bit better because you can mix the launcher in there. But if you use Mavado, it still becomes a safe mix up, which has always been. You could probably get a little bit more damage on it now. But I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but the scaling on the grab is a little bit more intense than it used to be for the Mavado stuff. I don't know, but somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. But once again, that's something that Havik has already had. It's just made a little bit better. Very high practical damage. Havik's always had decent damage. Plenty of plus frames. Havik has always had that. Not a lot of gaps. Havik has a lot of gaps in his string. I believe most of his strings have gaps in it. Yeah, like his, am I tripping? His back 2-2 has a gap in it. His forward 1-2-2 has a gap in it. His 1-1-2 has a gap in it. Yeah, he's still got gaps in a lot of his strings. What else? I'm not going over all of it. He says for his armor move. Okay, so his armor hits great anti-zoning move. I don't know if it's great. If we're talking about like the head snap, I'm not well versed in tier competitive region of fighting games, but whatever Havik got, he needed. And I don't even play Havik. Thank you, bro. Because here's the thing. He's saying basically that Havik is like broken, right? Havik, I don't think he has great anti-zoning or great zoning. It's not even good. I say it's fine. Absurdly good neutral. I wouldn't say it's absurdly good. He's got a good back too. It's I'll say it's good. I don't think it's amazing. I don't think Havik does anything amazing. That's the thing. Other than when he gets a touch on you, he can set you up for 60 to 70% touch of death if you use 2 meters or all 3 meters of your bar. You know what I mean? This character literally has everything, and even to compare him and ask how he's better than someone like Baraka is just so hilarious that I believe you're trolling. I think Havik is definitely better than Baraka. I will agree with him on that, but I just don't see where he's better than Johnny, Kenshi, Homelander. I just don't see it. And then this is the comment that, you know, somebody, you know, Tommy AC said, you realize a vast majority of pro players disagree with you, right? And that's kind of what I wanted to touch on. And this is not the only time somebody said this to me in this tier list. And like I said, I don't, listen, I love the back and forth and stuff like that. It's like, even more so than making a video and editing the video, I like to see what you guys think about it, to have a talk amongst the community. That's all what I'm about. I don't care, you know, if you guys disagree with me or anything like that, because like I said, tier lists are completely subjective, but I have my YouTube channel, so I feel as though I would like to drop my tier list and my opinion on it. For the most part, people agree with it, but then, you know, some people disagree. Pro players do not know exactly everything about the game and everything about characters. And I understand, because they're better at the game, you would think their opinion holds more weight. But you guys have to understand, pro players and competitive players in any game make up a very, very, very small percent of the mass majority of the community. Most of us are not competitive players. I don't know if I've ever had a competitive player come to one of my streams or anything like this. The only people I've ever seen that are quote unquote competitive players are people in the comment that said, I beat this person, I beat this person, I beat that, and that makes them competitive. I don't know of any known competitor that has came by and said, you know, I have a bad list. People just look for a reason to whine. This is your tier list. Besides, I'm sure most of these comments are trolls. I've been put Scorp on top 5 before Farah dropped. I've seen, yeah. So, and I don't think Scorpion was top 5 before Farah dropped, but I just don't see it. I think Scorpion was a little bit downplayed. I think Scorpion was not as bad, because I always was like, Scorpion always had good damage. The problem was he just had an issue getting people opened up to get the damage. And to me, honestly, I still think Scorpion is a better character than Havik right now. I still do. Some people might disagree with me and stuff like that. I just think Scorpion is just very solid, because at the end of the day, you could argue who has the better like buttons and stuff like that. Scorpion just packs on so much damage. He's definitely better than what he was, yeah. And that's just me. I think Scorpion's a little bit better. I could be wrong and stuff like that, but if you look at what the stuff Havik gets with Movado and Scorpion gets with Farah, it's not a whole bunch of different shit. It's just done in different ways. Like, okay, you could say Havik can do a 60%, 70% sequence with, you know, Movado by spending 2 bars. Scorpion can do that same thing with Farah and only use 1 bar. And he can still, like, if you make a wrong read on his lower overhead, that's still another, you can literally get caught in a 60, 70% sequence with Scorpion as well. The same thing with Homelander, the same thing with Kenshi. So I don't see where people are just saying that like Havik is definitively better than those characters, because those characters still have like base things that are better than Havik, because Havik still, his buttons are still slow. He doesn't have fast buttons and fast options like that. I've never even labbed with Havik to see what he has. Since day one, I've always struggled against Havik. I don't know the matchup knowledge. The thing is with Havik, he's Havik is a plus frame machine, so if you don't understand frame data and when to press buttons on Havik, he can eat you alive, stuff like that. He's a very solid character, and his buttons haven't changed much at all. They pretty much just added the new special moves. Back to the pro player stuff, bro, we have to, like, listen, at one point, SonicFox, and like, nothing against SonicFox, but people love to say SonicFox said this, SonicFox said that, and I don't like to be like that guy to seem like I'm always coming across hating against SonicFox. SonicFox, I love SonicFox. There's no content creator that I hate on in this community. You know what I mean? SonicFox, I just feel like he has some hot takes, and some people, you know, kind of sweep it under the rug because he is like the best Mortal Kombat player of all time. So it's like, you know, he gets away with it. Yeah, I just like that shit. It's just people take his word as law because it's, you know, Sonic. Exactly. This is a look right here. This is a SonicFox video. If we look, this dude has Homelander in A tier. This is when Homelander dropped. This is right after Final Combat, before Evo, right? And this was before the Peacemaker nerfs and everything like that. He had Homelander, a worse character than Shang Tsung, Sub-Zero, Baraka, Lee May, all these characters. I just don't see it. I don't see it. And look where he has Havik, bottom 3 in the game. If SonicFox is supposed to be all-knowing and like his word is bond, so I want people to wrap my head around this, or just help me understand this. SonicFox said Homelander was like, at this point, bottom 6 in the game, right? Right after Final Combat, before Evo. He then made the decision to play Homelander going into Evo. This was before Farah dropped, right? Homelander did not receive any significant nerfs. The only thing he had was a bug fix that caused him to not use meter on his combos, which didn't affect the character at all because within like 48 hours, people found new routes for him, right? He then says he's going to main Homelander all the way through Evo with a character that's bottom 6 in the game. But this now Homelander is regarded as the best character in the game, or was regarded as the best character in the game. I just don't see where we can just say, oh, SonicFox said this, and that's true. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. And he says he's gonna main Havik now, and he's gonna use him in tournaments and stuff like that. Okay. And it's the same way he said he was gonna main Homelander all the way through Evo. At the end of the day, he still went back and he used Johnny Cage. Johnny Cage has won Combo Breaker, Final Combat, and Evo, okay? And he hasn't received any nerfs. But the thing is, some people just have an issue with, I guess, a bad character getting elevated. Because I called this out. I said when Havik finally gets buffed, people are going to complain. If Sub-Zero ever got buffed, people complain. When Natara got buffed, people complained. People wanted her nerfed. But we have these characters like Johnny Cage and Sindel and Kenshi. They get their share amount of hate, but they don't get nerfed. But it's like, I don't want to say like people are pushing agendas, but it's like, why is it so like, oh, people are saying Havik is broken, Havik is broken. If that's the case, then let's really make Havik the best character in the game. And before we nerf a character like we did with Peacemaker, let's nerf all these other S tiers that have been S tier for 24 months. Or how long's the game been out? 24 months, I'm tripping. The game's been out for what, a year? Over a year. For people that have been S tier for 12, 13 months, 14 months, let's nerf them first before we go and nerf these characters that just got into the game, bro. And just because, like I said, a pro player's opinion is not, word is bond. It's not. Because we play the game and we have different experiences than fucking pro players. That's what makes them pro players, and that's what makes us casuals, okay? And like I said, I'm not upset, but it's like some people gotta learn to have an opinion of their own. Now, we will see over the next coming weeks what people find with Havik and see if it's really an issue. And you know what? I don't know what it's gonna take for certain S tier characters to get nerfed. I'm not really big on nerfing like characters, but I swear to you, if Havik gets nerfed, pause the fucking music, pause the music. If Havik gets nerfed before Homelander, Johnny Cage, Kenshi, any of those 3 characters, I've been waiting so long for some Havik buffs, man. And this is how y'all gonna treat him. NetherRealms, please do not nerf Havik. Just let him shine. Just let him shine. But that's it. That's all I wanted to say. I just wanted to go off on a little bit of a tangent. Let me know how you guys feel about Havik. Do you guys think he needs to be nerfed? Do you think he's fine where he's at? Do you think people are overreacting? Just let me know, man.